Hello again everyone, so this is a video on my record collection. A while ago I got a request for my favourite bands and I thought that instead of doing them separately, I thought I might just kind of combine them into one. I might accidentally leave out a few bands because I don't have their records and I'm not really thinking about them. So this is not going to be any particular order, simply because it would be really hard for me to go through all my records and like kind of arrange them in an order and then go through them. So this is just kind of going through all of my records and slightly talking about some of them, so hope you enjoy. So to start with, The Whip, which is by quite a few various artists, including, I've talked about this on a haul video before, but I just thought I'd talk about it right now. It's empty right now because it's on my record player, but it includes music by Dave Vanian, Dave Sex Gang, Mark Almond, and Sex Gang Children, a bunch of others. And this is one of my favourite records, basically. I don't have many Cure records, but this is one of them. I might have a few others, but I thought I'd just show this one because it's one of my favourites. Next up is Grimly Fiendish by The Damned. Then I have my singles collection. Well, some of it. So, Sisters of Mercy, Dominion, Lena Lovitch, Birdsong, Kate Bush, This Woman's Work, Bauhaus, Blondie, Call Me, that's another Kate Bush one, Kate Bush again, Adam and the Ants, Young Parisians, and a few of these I've talked about in videos before, like this one. The Damned, Is It a Dream, Lovely Money as well, another Sisters of Mercy one, this one's Corrosion, and The Damned, Gigolo, Kate Bush, Army Dreamers, and I Just Can't Be Happy Today. The Damned. Okay, and then I've got this one by Alien Sex Fiend, which is they're all live. It's like a live album. I'm actually a big fan of Alien Sex Fiend, but this is the only album I have by them. So I think I will be buying more in the future, but for now I only have this one. And then I have a lot of Damned records, as you can tell. That one's Eloise, Phantasmagoria, Machine Gun Etiquette, which isn't actually mine, but I kind of borrow it a lot from my stepdad, as well as Damned, 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 which we actually only recently just found, which is funny because it's one of my favourite Damned records. Strawberries, I'm sure I've talked about that one before. Music for Pleasure, which again isn't mine, but I borrow it an awful lot. So then two more from Lena Lovitch. That's New Toy, and that is Flex. And I think I mentioned in a video before that I went to go see Lena Lovitch a while ago in London. She is still an excellent singer, so I was really impressed. And then here's another Lena Lovitch one, which is Birdsong, again, which I have the 7-inch of, but this is the one. Okay, so nowadays I'm not a big fan of Marilyn Manson, but when this came out, I was still kind of into him. I really wanted the record just because I hardly had any actual vinyl Marilyn Manson, so I got the Pale White Emperor, which I don't really listen to much anymore because I'm not a big fan of him, especially not his new stuff. This is one of the first records I got, which is David Bowie, Diamond Dogs. I actually got this as a gift. And here's another Kate Bush record, this time it's Cloud Busting. I've been a fan of Kate Bush since I was about 13 or 12, 13, around that time. I've always wanted like a huge collection of vinyls ever since I first saw her, really, ever since I first got into her. So I have a lot of Kate Bush records. Okay, and then of course one of my favourite tracks of all time, which is Bauhaus, Bela Lugosi's Dead. I actually didn't get this until pretty recently, but yeah, it's one of my favourite tracks. I actually wasn't a huge fan of it when I first heard it. Of course I liked it, but I wasn't a huge fan of it until because I'd only ever heard it like on my headphones before, and then I heard it on proper speakers, not with the record, but just with my like iPod speakers, quite a while ago, and then I really fell in love with it, just because you should experience it on proper speakers if you really want to hear it at its best. That's what I think. I just fell in love with it all over again. So one of my favourite tracks. This is another Bauhaus record, which is Burning from the Inside, which I got in Glasgow. Quite a few of these I got in Glasgow actually, because I went up there for a wedding, and one day I just looked around for a record store and found a really good one, which was kind of a bit like It wasn't on the high street or anything, but it was really good. So I got quite a few of those in there. Next is another Damned record, The Shadow of Love. Okay, these are two more that I got a long time ago. So when I first started collecting records, and that is Bowie Pinups and Enemy Ants, Kings of the Wild Frontier. There's another Kate Bush one, Experiment 4, which again is part of my Kate Bush collection. Lena Lovitch, Say-Ran, Duck Wears White Socks. Bauhaus, Ziggy Stardust. Here's another Dave Bowie one, and this again I got as a gift, and if you can tell I actually haven't really opened it. Haven't gotten around to listening to this yet, mainly because it's a live album and I don't really fancy Dave Bowie live. I don't know why. Yeah, so I haven't listened to that yet, even though I got it not that long ago, but I plan on listening to it in the future. Okay, and then I got Specimen, Batcave, which is, again, I like that one a lot. That's another favourite of mine. Another Bowie record. Which this is actually my favourite Bowie record, I think, actually. Probably my favourite one. The Kate Bush one, this is Lionheart. And whilst this wasn't the first Kate Bush album that I listened to, some of the tracks on here were some of the first songs that I listened to by her. Then it has become a favourite of mine. And yeah, my favourite track is, of course, Hammer Horror, which if I open it up. This is the thing I love about Kate Bush albums, just the imagery, and in her work in general. I just love the imagery, like in the music videos and everything, and of course the lyrics, of course, well, just everything, the music and everything, but I think one of her strong points is her imagery. And yeah, so Hammer Horror is definitely my favourite track on here, because when I first listened to it, I had no idea what Hammer Horror was. I just loved the track anyway. And then recently, well, not recently, but quite recently, after I got into Hammer Horror films, I listened to it again, and it had a whole new level to it, I guess. And yeah, so since then, that's probably been one of my favourite Kate Bush tracks. And then these two are two more Bowie records, which again wasn't my first records that I got. And most of my first records were gifts. Other ones, Sisters of Mercy, First and Last and Always, which is arguably their best album. Although I also am a big fan of Vision Thing. Speak of the Devil. Yeah, so I don't know why, I just love Vision Thing. And then The Damned Anything, which is an odd Damned record, and I'm pretty sure I've talked about this in a video before. It's an odd Damned record because it didn't have Captain Sensible in it. It just, the original members are in it, Rat Scabies and Dave Vanian, so it's a odd sound, I'd say. It's not quite like The Damned, it's not quite like anything else, which I don't know, but I just love this. There's a little pop out of the band, which is an interesting one. And I don't know, I just love this one because I'd never heard anything like it before, I guess. It's like, I don't know how to describe it to you. But yeah, I'm a fan of it. Which is kind of an unpopular opinion amongst Damned fans. Not a lot of people are keen on that record, and I don't know, I suppose it's the lack of Captain Sensible and the fact that I don't know, I like it, okay? And the last one that I have around at the moment, The Damned, Thanks for the Night. And this was I actually first listened to that track quite a while ago, when I was first getting into the goth, like, kind of scene, like, kind of the music of it. I first heard Thanks for the Night, just by coincidence, I suppose. Recently I just kind of remembered it, and I listened to it again, and I love it again. It's one of my favourite Damned songs ever. And I also love the other tracks on here, so Nasty and Do the Blitz. Those are both damn songs that I adore. So I hope you enjoyed looking at my records. They're not all of the bands that are my favourite, but they're quite a few of ones that I enjoy. I'm a fan of many other bands, but I haven't bought their records yet. One of my favourite bands, Susie and the Banshees, I don't have any of her records whatsoever. So they're not all of my favourite bands, but they're quite a few. Whilst those aren't actually all my records, because some of them are in other places right now. Now these are just the ones that are in my record box at the moment. So I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. Bye!